Hey guys, Mr. Happy here and welcome to Final Fantasy Bestiary. This series is dedicated towards discovering the history and lore behind Final Fantasy's most iconic creatures and characters. This episode features the Lord of Crags, Titan. Titan is a creature that most often appears as a summon across the Final Fantasy series. His inspiration comes from not one, but 12 beings from Greek mythology. Known as both the Titans and the Elder Gods, these deities ruled until they were overthrown by the Olympian gods and their pantheon. These Titans all ruled over different elements, so it is likely that Final Fantasy's Titan is credited as the Titan of Earth. In the Final Fantasy universe, Titan is most often an Earth element summon possessing an extremely muscular physique and wearing a loincloth or tight undergarment as his only clothes. His skin is usually brownish to further cement his relation to the Earth. While he does make some appearances as a boss or common enemy, he is most widely regarded as a classic summon of the series. His ultimate attack has also undergone several iterations. Originally, and most commonly, his ultimate attack is Earthen Fury. However, some games such as Final Fantasy IV and V changed his attack's name to Gaia's Wrath. While there are some other names across the series, these two are the most common. A common theme with Titan, as well as other Earth-based magic in Final Fantasy and other RPGs, is that his attacks are largely ineffective against flying targets, usually flat out missing. This is due to flying enemies hovering above the Earth and thus not interacting with it, rendering his powers useless. The spell Float can also be used to counter Titan's attacks as it raises his targets off the ground. Titan's very first appearance is a short one in Final Fantasy I, where the party must pass through an area known as Titan's Cave. He appears as a Titan blocking the pathway ahead. The only way to convince him to move is to feed him a ruby from the Cavern of Earth. Though this is technically his first appearance, he serves as little more than a minor plot device. It wasn't until Final Fantasy III where Titan would begin making his appearance as a summon. Not only does Titan appear as a summon in Final Fantasy III, but there is also a boss named Titan in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. Despite having the same name, the two creatures are completely unrelated. Titan's ultimate attack in this game is Earthen Fury, which can only be executed through a high summoning in earlier versions of the game and standard across later versions. In Final Fantasy IV, Titan first appears as a boss that a young Rydia summons when meeting Kain and Cecil. This battle is scripted, with Titan using Earthquake and the battle ending. Later in the game, after Rydia rejoins the party, he becomes one of her summons, capable of unleashing Gaia's Wrath. He also makes appearances as a boss and summon in the After Years and Interlude. Final Fantasy V's Titan is a boss that is encountered within the Karnak Meteor. Upon being defeated, he is gained as a level 3 summon for the Summoner job. His special attack in this game is also called Gaia's Wrath. Titan would next appear in Final Fantasy VII as a summon. He could be found in the Gongaga Mako reactor, though he can be difficult to find early on in the game. Returning to his location on Disc 3 would make his materia visible to the player and thus easier to locate. Most noticeably about this incarnation is that his attack is called Anger of the Land, much different from the previous two names. This name is kept when he reappears in Before Crisis. In Final Fantasy IX, Titan would never appear by name, and is instead a creature that appears alongside Fenrir in one of his summoning attacks. Along with Fenrir, he performs the attack Terrestrial Rage, another new name for his ultimate attack. The only reason we know that this odd being is indeed Titan is due to his name being revealed in the Final Fantasy IX art book. It also shows that his earlier concept was much closer to Titan's normal design from previous titles, but that it was eventually scrapped. Next, we come to Titan's appearance in Final Fantasy XI. In this game, he appears as one of the 6 celestial avatars of Vana'diel, being granted this power and title by the goddess Altana herself. Originally, Titan was merely a member of a tribe of giants known as the Titans in the south of the Quan continent. The tribe he was a part of eventually came to conflict over ownership of a forest with a nearby city. All but one of them were killed off by the city, and the one remaining was badly injured. A young girl named Dame Dallas tried to nurture the Titan back to health, but eventually the city became aware of these events and captured him. As he was about to be executed, Dame Dallas threw herself in front of him to prevent it, likely dying in the process. Altana saw this strong bond and decided to transform their souls. The remaining Titan became the celestial avatar of Earth, and Daedalus became the brightest star in the constellation. In terms of gameplay, Titan appears as both a boss and a summon in this game. As a boss, he can be fought in multiple forms, including a level 20 version, 2 level 75 versions of varying strength, a mini-boss within the Carbuncle encounter, as well as a more recent level 99 version. As a summon, the players can call forth to make use of his excellent damaging and defensive attacks, including summoning a damage-absorbing shield around all nearby allies. His Astral Flow ability is Earthern Fury, his ultimate attack, though it is often less powerful than some of his other basic attacks. Enemy NPCs that are summoners can also make use of Titan, though he will usually just auto-attack in this case. Certain NPCs can call for Titan to use Earthern Fury, which in most cases is extremely lethal. Titan's next appearance would be in Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings, where he would appear as a more traditional summon within the Ivalice universe. Similar to other summons in this game, his traditional appearance was heavily modified to fit the art style of the game. He makes use of the attack Landslide as well as his ultimate attack, Gaia's Wrath. Titan even appeared in Final Fantasy XIII, though he is never fought or summoned. Similar to many other traditional Final Fantasy summons, in Final Fantasy XIII he serves as a fal'Cie. Titan's purpose as a fal'Cie is to watch over the life on Grand Pulse and choose species to remove from the ecosystem, usually the weaker ones. This prevents stagnation by accomplishing goals such as shaking up the food chain by eating the weaker creatures and recreating them as stronger ones so that they may take a place higher up in the food chain. While Titan does not fight the party, he does issue them a series of trials to test them. The final trial is meant to be a Behemoth King, though a powerful Undying Seath appears and executes this creature in a single blow. Upon the party defeating the Undying, Titan accepts that they are not weak and respects their strength. It is implied that Titan is destroyed sometime after or during the events of Final Fantasy XIII-2, as remnants of his body are located in the Dead Dunes in Lightning Returns. A man-made version of Titan called Atlas is also fought in Final Fantasy XIII-2. And finally, that brings us to Final Fantasy XIV, the most recent iteration of Titan. In this game, he serves as the primal summon of the Kobolds, a tribe of mole-like creatures that excavate rare metals in the earth. Titan is described as compassionate and gentle to his children, but a powerful colossus to those who stand against him. As with all primals, Titan's very existence is harmful to the realm, as it sucks the ether from the very ground upon which he is made. This makes him the target of adventurers, as not only is he a threat to the land, but his etheric powers cause him to yield rare gear and materials. Titan himself contains several very potent attacks. The theme of his battle is that players must fight him on a platform that shrinks as the fight goes on. Titan uses several attacks that can knock the player off of this platform, removing them from the fight permanently. He also forces players to adjust to his other attacks by limiting the space in which they can be avoided. A portion of Titan's power can also be called forth in the form of an Eggy, a creature that acts as an extension of the Primal himself. As summoning is considered a forbidden art, very few are capable of generating the ether required to summon him. These people are known as summoners. Titan Eggy is a tank-like summon with a large health pool, high threat abilities, and a defensive cooldown. Players of the game commonly refer to this Eggy as a potato or a chicken nugget due to his appearance. Now, Titan has appeared across many of Square Enix's other Final Fantasy titles. Just to name a few: Final Fantasy Tactics, Dissidia, All the Bravest, and the trading card game. However, these appearances are mostly homages to other incarnations of the beast, and as such won't be discussed here. We have yet to see if Titan will be making any appearances in the upcoming Final Fantasy XV, however, this beast is no doubt a staple of the series. We can only wait and see what other appearances Square Enix has in store for him. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and check out the rest of my Bestiary series in the description of the video below. But anyway guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.